So today we have a Renault Kangoo for oil inspection and oil change inspection and the rear brakes. And it's a 1.2 petrol engine turbo, And let's start. Model 2013. Safety first. There we go, there we go. Oil filter is below the engine, I think. Yeah. So let's do that. Let's check our fluid, our coolant fluid. It's a bit low, so it seems. Let's have a quick temperature check. If there's any fluid to check, of course. And now we cannot access the fluid in the reservoir, so it looks pretty yellow. I suppose it will be okay. What we can do is top it up, then take it for a spin, for a drive, till the engine is warm, and then measure it afterwards, and then you can be sure that the temperature is good. So let's top it up, and I'm using water just to check it out. If there's a big leak somewhere, because I don't know right now. This seems almost maxed out, so it's significant. It lost a significant amount of fluid, so could be the problem could be with the cap, the pressure release valve opening too soon, and vapors are coming out. But I don't see anything strange here, so I think there will be a little leak somewhere. It's not freezing anymore, so we can take it for a spin, check it out, or maybe we'll see it while swapping out the oil where the leak is, and then we can just tap off fluid, fix the leak, and then we have to fill it again. So instead of wasting precious fluid, let's just top it off with water, and remember that we topped it off with water. So we do the oil change. Always take out the dipstick. Let's check the level before we start our oil change. Always handy to know if the engine has been running on too much, too little oil, or the perfect amount. Hopla. Stick it in there, and we have below minimum level. Yeah, the oil level is below the minimum. It's right over here, and this piece is dry, or it should be. So your Renault Kangoo tells you to swap the oil every 30,000 kilometers, your interval on your dashboard. The light tells you to change it every 30,000 kilometers, but as you can see, this is not good. So every year you should take it in, or do the oil change yourself at least. Then you're sure your engine is running on enough oil, or top it off if you want to, but I would recommend swapping it out after 20. This one has had 26,000 kilometers on it, and you see it's below minimum, so I think 20, and that's the rule for most cars, is perfect. 20 or 15. Some brands take 15, like Volkswagen. A lot of cars these days take more. But as you can see, the oil hasn't magically changed into something that doesn't burn anymore. So let's check out the level of brake fluids. Put your light in. Oh, it's completely full. Nice color. If you want, you can purchase a meter to measure the water in the fluid. Yep. So let's check out. You can fine tune it over here. But normally, when I just did it a couple of days ago, so when you stick it in fresh fluids, it lights up the green one. So let's check it out. That's still okay. It was with fresh fluid it said 0.5, so 2.5 is still okay. And we'll have to do the rear brake. So yep, maybe we'll get some fluid out of the rear brakes if we have time left. But it's still okay, as you can see. Probably next year we'll have to change it. Too much water in the fluids makes your brakes lock up your cylinders, and this one is, look, it's all good. So let's drain the oil instead of talking. Yep. And it takes the number 10 millimeter bolts for the protection plate. Let's do this. Pretty handy piece. You can put on all your sockets. All your quarter inch sockets. Yep. And yep. Exciting stuff, huh? Yeah. Voilà. Et voilà. This is a special oil filter. It's bolted in from the bottom up. So it's a cartouche, a paper element rather. And this is also the special French key and the pressure seal, the copper seal, which you have to press and show you in a second. You have to have those seals, else you're in trouble. It will leak. Of course. Don't ask me how I know. Been there, done that. So we need these ones. As you can see, they're pressure seals. A fresh one, of course. Hopla. If you look for this engine, all the Renault engines and the Dacia engines have these pressure. Oh, sorry, seals. It's your special French drain plug thing. It takes 19. Hopla. Oh, by the way, these are the brakes. If you need them, port number right there. Let's take a pen. Let's go. Up. So, engine is not hot anymore, so it will fall in the pan, just like this, I think. smack it, and as you can see, it was dry and clean, and with no pressure at all, I turned it loose. And that's because I didn't tighten it like a dumbass last time. Don't over tighten it, because else you will damage the threads, and that's not goody. No, it isn't. Voila. And floop. There we go. Floopity floop floop floop. And this one takes I think a 27 or a 30 perhaps. Yep. Let's do that. Let's undo that one. So as we can see here, the ring was nicely compressed, making a nice seal on the drain pan. And this is for comparison the new one, just besides the old one. As a matter of fact, I can almost reuse this one because it still has a bit of a bit of copper left to present, but that's not the way to go. So should always replace these ones and put on a new one. I like to put the open end of the ring on the side of the old pan. It doesn't matter how you do it. We took off the old one. Yeah, no, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. But as you can see, it clearly seals perfect this way. Yep. There you go, clean it off pretty good. Then take your socket, big one, maybe a little extension. Yep, and we'll take 27. We'll take 30. I think 27 or 30 will be perfect. And as a matter of fact, it's 27. Number 27 socket you should have in your toolkit when working on cars. A lot of filters take the socket. So there we go. Let's undo it. And there's some info on there, I think. Drain, there's an arrow. 25 Newton meters with 5 Newton meters of play. Most of the filters, I always tell you 25 Newton meters. Always good. The plastic ones at least. The O-ring seals it off, so it doesn't matter. So the drain arrow should be on this little gap when you tighten it. And here you have another gap, and that's probably the drain gap. So that shows you how far you should turn it to drain. And let's do that. Yeah, it's it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight in there. Always the problem with those plastic things. I'm gonna get a bigger wrench just to give us more leverage. Yep. Also something I would recommend. This is probably one of the best things I ever bought. Is a big socket wrench 3/4 socket wrench, heavy duty, not super expensive, but really strong. And look at it. This is more like it. And that was the difference between the little wrench, well, the half inch wrench, and the big one. Success. Alrighty. So now my nose is blocked from the pollen. Yes, let's continue with the other, the half inch wrench. That's perfect to tighten it up. You don't need to put a lot of force on there. So it showed a narrow drain, and maybe, yeah, you have to where is my extension? You have to turn it a turn or two and then put it on the arrow. Don't remember it exactly anymore, but it's screwed in by a couple of threads. So oh, it's getting loose. Exciting. Will it fall in our face or not? So exciting. Can hardly wait to show you. Oh, let's pay attention to the arrow. Okay, it's draining. It is draining. It has not fallen on our face. All right. Maybe it's barely hanging. Nope, it's still hanging there. Okay. Yeah, the arrow is on the gap, and it's raining, so pretty happy with that. In the meantime, let's put in the drain plug. The quarter is whole pan is empty, so we didn't forget. And tighten it immediately. Never just screw it in like that. Never. Ever, ever. Even if your wife calls that she's having a baby, don't do it. Maybe then you... No, don't do it. It's not good. The baby will wait. It's no problem. Alisa. Also, don't drop your tools in the oil pan. And oh boy. Yep. You feel for the ring. It starts to compress. And you can feel it. It starts to tighten up. Yep. And that will be good. We'll check it when our filter is done here. We'll check it again. Yeah. Okay. Meantime. In the meantime. In the meantime, good song by Helmet, I think. Yeah. Clean our hands. Let's check the tire pressure. And it's written in the door, specified in the door, what pressure you should have in your tire. And it says 2.5 bars on the highway and 2.5 bars off the highway. So why I mentioned this? Renault. Dumbasses. Yeah, right. So, the big boy can go back to sleep. So, 2.5. And of course, with these nice aluminum rims, we have to swap out the brakes. I know. Nope, just the brake pads this time. As you can see, they're pretty much gone. Yep. And the front brakes, are they still good? Yep. I did it 2 years ago, I think. Yep. Front brakes after 2 years. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Car has been sitting outside for a day, so it's not normal that it has a bit of little bit of rust. If you leave your car outside for a week, check out your brakes. They rust really fast. Because it's just metal, steel, untreated. So 2.5 and a little bit more extra service. These ones hold the air pretty good. So I clean off the rims when I replace the tires, and if you clean up this part of the rim, that's and the other side of course too, that's where the most tires lose the air. And if you do it really good, it's almost airtight. Almost. But every tire loses air, so you should check them every 3 months. Yep. Every 3 months or so, check them. Pump it up, and they will last a lot longer if you do that. Hopla. 2.5 and a bit extra. Up. All right. Yep. Oh, thirsty. So thirsty. And a bit extra. All tires have the same pressure. Very nice. If one is off, of course, that would be an indicator that there might be a nail or a screw or something in the tire. Yep. Oh. Perfectly the same pressure. Bam! There we go. Hopla. So, of course, I checked the brake pads on this side as well, and on the inside, of course, you should check them as well. Because of the brake caliper, it's has been blocked or too dirty, corroded, what have you. The brake caliper and the brake pad holder, they could be faulty, and the brake could just be applied to the outside or to the inside. Happens a lot. So, is our oil still dripping? Just a bit. So I'll show you what I do when I'm waiting. Lubricates everything, the hinges, door handles. Look, this is poor quality. See this? Hopla. And this way they will last a lot longer. doors acting strange, making squeaking sounds and stuff, it's this one. This could be built in the bottom, like Volkswagen, those ones have it, but this one should be lubricated really good. And then it's a door stop actually. It blocks your door from flying open when there's a wind or something, but there's a roller or two who slides on it, and they should be lubricated. If not, they could hang up or be like that. Bam. But this one is good. Alright. Lubricate really good, because as you can see, there's a lot of play on these door handles, and yeah, look, the material is already falling apart. The glue is yeah, we might as we'll fix this later. Let's write it down. Boom. So you don't forget it. And of course, here you have the little bearings, little wheels, lubricated. Every moving part should have a little bit of grease. Here you have the catcher for the door. You can also lubricate it to make it go in easy, more easy. Up there you have one extra, and then over here the lock itself, and you might hear it on camera, I don't know, but the bearings of the roller here are a little loose. Still work, it's okay. The trunk, 2 hinges, and the lock that I'll do when it's outside, because I don't have room here. So then we have the tank cap. There's also a little cylinder for your key in there. Sometimes this one is hard to reach, but sometimes you can also lubricate it. And then this side, make sure the grease, most of the grease is gone. So yeah, same problem. Just poor build quality. This car is not so old, so not very good, eh? Yep, there we go. Of course, the lock itself, make sure it goes in nice, smoothly. The cylinder, drive the door. Yep. Those little differences make it a better driving experience. I'll do this outside as well, because as you can see, not enough room to lube up the door stop. Up. And of course our hood lock. Most people forget this, and eventually your hood one day will not open anymore, and that's a bad day. So lubricate it. Voila. Up. Now we go down in the car. And we change out the filter, the oil filter. Let's drop the glove, the love glove, and let's unscrew it a bit more. Check out if it leaks more. No, not really. Okay, what I'm gonna do is to get an extra oil pan. And this way you can turn in the filter, drain the oil, and get your pan back on it. But I have Actually, a lot of oil pans. This is from my good friend, I think. Yep, this is from my good friend who died, my ex-colleague. Also, Ronald. Ronald, we still believe in you, and we still think about you every day. So, to the Ronald. Hopla. It was his birthday a couple of weeks ago. And I think he would have turned 46. But he died in 2016 of a dirty disease, muco, the immune disease thing. I think, you know, if the immune system isn't good, you're screwed, man. So make sure to eat good and work out. And of course, if you're born with it, you're fucked. And let's be thankful for every day that life is giving us. We can breathe and live and have fun. And work, of course. Let's continue. Up. Okay. I think we're in the ballpark here. Yep. So I'm gonna I'm turning it in and it starts to oh, there's still a lot of oil in there. The arrow for the drain parts doesn't really doesn't really help. So I'm just gonna turn it in again. What the fuck, man? This makes no sense. Okay, so I would recommend. I've done it, but it's been 2 years, I think, almost. I would recommend loosening up the filter, but take out a separate drain pan, because else your filter will fall in the oil you just drained from the oil pan here, and that will create a splash. So let's take Mr. Ronald, his drain pan. Yep, and there we are. Here we are. Ronald is still working with us. Damn it, I just got my shop up and running, and then he died. We would have had a lot of fun, I think. So let's yep, let's wait for this to empty out and then take it to the bench and put in the new filter. Yep. Here we are. Oh, let's take some rags so my bench doesn't get filthy. Alright, clean off the hands a bit. These systems are pretty stupid. So Opel has them also. And then you can put on a little hose. As a matter of fact, I still have it here somewhere. A hose like this. But there was a hose which was in the whole pan of my buddy. I didn't find it anymore. Not immediately. Yes. And then you can put on the hose in a hole and drain it like that. So let's take our filter P7231 Bosch filter, and we have a seal on there that we have to remove. Oh, customer, have to take a quick break. See you. And so let's remove the seal, the navy seal, Captain Ryback, under siege. No one. Okay. Bam. We never can have enough rags laying around. So the new seal goes on. Just grab it with your thumb, go around, and make sure it's nicely seated, and go around another turn just to lubricate the seal so it goes in smooth and it can be taken out also smooth. Yep. The box will keep for the old one. Throw it away. And of course, the seal goes in the poubelle, French for garbage bin. The bin. Yes. So this is one we should press in from under the vehicle. So let's do that. Take another rag. Maybe this one. It's a dirty job. It's a pretty dirty job. So make sure everything is looking good here. No dirt, old seals or debris in this part. Then just press it in and turn it a bit so it goes in smooth, as you can see. Perfect fits. Nice. Move the oil pan so we don't let any equipment fall in there or parts. Then, yep, thread it in and continue with the wrench. And because we lubricate the seal, this is going in smooth. And that's it. 25 Newton meters. That will be 25. Yep. Make sure it's hand tight in there, and that will do. So it doesn't turn loose by itself, doesn't spin loose. Rather, give it a good clean, so we don't have oil stains everywhere on the engine cover, the sun cover. And let's check out our drain plug just to make sure it's tight enough. Now you have better access to it, and yep, this one is pressed in really good. So as you can see, the copper seal is pressed in just a little flattened against the sump and drain bolt. So let's put the protection plate on again. Up. Tools to the side. And there we go. Now we're here. Let's check out everything, especially for coolant leaks somewhere. And I see nothing, everything is dry. There's also nothing on the plate. It's a good indicator if you have weird spots on the plate that you're losing some coolant. So we may be having a problem with the cap. Yep, seems like the cap will be losing some pressure now and then. So I'll check it out later, and if needed, I'll order a new cap. So the plates, it slides in a bit, and then it bolts in. Hopla. Put in a couple of bolts just to hold it in place. And over here, and longer ones on the back. There are longer ones, one over there, and you see on the back there are bigger ones, longer and bigger, longer. Nice. I like to put in all the bolts first and then tighten them down, because that way you can line them up perfectly. Yep. And one more over here. Nice. So for these ones, take your drill, put on 10 Newton meters. 10 Newton meters, that will be fine. And just go round and round. Press a bit on the plate so it's not having a belly bubble. Yep. Else you will hit it on the speed bumps. And yep, check it for loose parts or noise. No, it's okay. And there we go. So let's clean up and then do the other filters. See you 1 second. Oh, time to put in the oil. Yep, take off the cap. Looking good, looking good. Put your dipstick back in. Then this one takes 5W30, 4.7 liters. So let's fill it up. Oh, we still have 20 something liters to go. So let's check it out. Oh, my barrel is locked. The air cannot escape. That's why it's making weird sounds. Water from pliers. Do the trick. Yep, and that's loose enough. So 4.7 4.5, 4.7, something like this. This is a can for liters, and then quarts. Doesn't differ that much. Yep, there we go. And this looks like 4.5, Oh, not so easy, so it seems. If you would notice the trembling, it's because my back is hurting. Weird position. But she takes it well, so we can pour. And that's good. And the light that's going on and off is a mortar alarm. If you live near a river, animals tend to crawl in your car. Some animals do, and they like the cables and the insulation on the cables. So, in some cars, you will need, especially over here, this kind of alarm. Just hook it up to the battery, and it makes an ultrasonic sound and a little LED to scare off the animal. And there we go. Nice and tight. Clean up the little bit of spilled oil. A good trick, if you spill oil in a difficult place, stick a rag in and leave it there for a couple of seconds, couple of minutes rather. That will suck up all the oil. Easy cheesy. So now the air filter is living over here. I have to take out screws, 2 screws on top. And to access it, you have a surface hole here. I should show you that before I begin. You have a surface hole here. You can take off the piece of plastic here. Normally, you could just pry it off. And that way you can lift the air filter better. Yep, and look, we have 2 screws here and there. This piece comes off. That way we can get out of the way faster. So let's just grab 2 10mm. Your 10mm socket. Target ship. Oh, what happened here? Yep. And there we go. It's not in correctly. Yep, that's it. One. Oh. 2. Let's put it over here. And now we can lift this bad boy up. Just take off this little nut, plastic nuts here. And then we can pull this out of the way, like this, just like that. Voila! Room to service the air filter, and this will just barely come out, so you might need to turn it by hand a bit. Yep. So do that. Use the gloves. and just turn it by hand. I like to take a little socket, little bits, and then just spin it by hand like this. If you push in the air filter a bit, the screw will come out easier, and it will remain in the upper parts of the plastic housing. Okay, stretch it back and continue. It's kind of a tedious task. Almost have no room to turn the screw. But it's possible. And there we go. It's out. And now we can just slide the whole thing out of there. And there we have it, our air filter. Let's check it out. Yep, nice, right on time. Oh, don't lose the screws. Right on time. I've seen worse to take intervals. So this one takes the RAF 496 from Renault. Yep, it does. Make sure everything is clean. Yep. Then push in the air filter so it's seated nice and tight in there, else you will not be able to slide it in. Just like that. So when you slide in, it grabs on these two little tabs here. Of course, slide in. The air comes flowing in from here, gets filtered, and fresh air flows from here to your intake. So wiggle it a bit, wiggle. Look for the two tabs. Two tabs are just over there, so it should go in like nothing, you know, almost like yep. I think, yeah, we're there. That's it. Push in the screws so we can start threading them in. And let's have a go. Don't drop your bits or sockets. And come on, I'll just turn them in a bit with the socket over here. Socket wrench. You can hold your socket and turn them like this. Yep, and we're good to go. Once you have enough resistance on there, you can just do it like this. Now the other side. Yep. There we go. Okay. Once you have it in there, just push with your finger on it, so you have resistance to make the socket wrench click until you have enough resistance from the screw. Yeah, plastic screws, so don't over tighten them. At least you're screwing in the plastic parts. Yep, that's it. Should be good. Will be good. Put in this piece again, unless you need to service the brake fluid or something like that. So this sits like this and grabs on two little plastic tabs here and there with these parts. So make sure to grab them. Yep, push it in and at the same time lift the plastic parts on my right hand, and there we go. Wiggle wiggle, the holes line up, ready. Don't forget the little plastic nut here. Up. And our two screws. Yep. I will turn them in one turn or two by hand. Yep, that's enough. And the other one. Yep. So that we don't cross thread them with our drill. 10 Newton meters will do. Bam, nice and tight. So let's put on the plastic again, something like this. So we have two tabs, one tab over here, one over here, a couple of tabs. Yeah, just push it down. Yes, just push it down. Shouldn't be a problem. Yep, once it's aligned, it just clicks in like itself. And then you have the weather seal, rubber seal. Cut the right back. Make sure it's nicely seated so the water doesn't crawl in there. Now we take off our rack and look here. All the oil is in the rack and not on the car anymore. Nice and clean, nice and clean. So now we did that. It's time for we do have a cabin filter also. Yep, can't forget that, of course. Up. And our spark plugs. Should have mentioned it, it's a big service, so we need spark plugs also. Swap them out every 40-50,000 kilometers, something like that. 60 is too much. Someone say 60, but I had misfires in the past with 60 or 60 plus kilometers, 1,000 kilometers. So let's not create faults and engines running lean and rich and all of that. Yep. Oh, we need this one. I think we need them. Yep. So the spark plugs are next. These ones we can get to pretty easy. The motor alarm will have to go. Looks like a number 10. Also, up. Let's take off this nut over here. Up. Is it bolted twice? No, just once. Okay, we have it over here. So this one we can pull out also. I think with the other one, we'll have to take off this tube, this tubing right here. And as you can tell, it's in there. with a special, yeah, I can see it. It's with a special ring here to tighten it up. Yep. So I might need to destroy this ring. I'll check if I have anything laying around to undo this in the proper way, so we can save the ring. Yep. I'll just do that. Spark plugs. What do we do? These ones are not serviceable. So yeah, you can break them off and replace them. But over here we have the end of the tube, and this is a flexible part, so this we can bend a bit. This is also a bit flexible, so no problem. We undo this bolt, this nut over here, this nut over here. Pay attention for the line here, the vacuum line. So we will have to lift this together with the vacuum line. So we can undo the vacuum line right over here. Up and clip it. Just put it to the side here. That will work. Yep. Lift this. And on the hose here we have two. We have one spring actually. Just lift this leg and that leg and pull it up. Just until it's flat with this piece. And now we can just take off. It's a clip system. Just take off the hose gently, lay it to the side, and now we can work on. Oh, and it even turns. It's with the clips over the other side too. So now we can do the first three spark plugs, and then the last one, or the last one first. Choose. So we just press in the connector. These ones are 8 millimeters. So all the connectors can go off. And there we go. First three are off. 8 millimeter. And a spark plug socket, of course. Let's check out which one we need. Looks like a small one. Size 14, I think. Yep. Do I have one? I think I do. I might even have a special one. Wait a bit. So normally it's size 16 or 21 spark plug socket, but still a special one, fine one, with a joint here. This is the part number if you want it, from KS Tools. Yep, and I think this one will fit. Yep, it's perfect. So this one will fit, and I'll show you in my Amazon box. My kit always works. No. Here we have three sizes: 21, 18, and 16. Oh, 16. So yeah, you might be in trouble. You might be in trouble. This is a 14, as you can see. So you will have to order a special one. You can also take a long one from here. So I do have one in the kit, and this will work just fine. 14, 13. Oh, it's a 14. It's a 14, yeah. Yep. So the long socket 14 will work. Then you will have to use magnets to catch and drop the plugs. And pay attention. The plugs nowadays, the gap is should be perfect. You can check it all of course, but the gap comes perfect. If it is not, it will not be running good. Then you will have to check for how much distance you need here in the gap. All right, so number 8 millimeter. Here we go. And we cannot do that. Yep, Mr. Milwaukee. I need you, man. I need you. Yeah, I think this will work. And bam. There we go. And a little extension for the other one. Yep. There we go. The first one. Just pull it out gently. If it's in hard, just wiggle a little bit. This one's looking good. I like to put in some WD-40, just a little bit, just to clean up the contacts. And on the spark plug itself, use a little bit of anti-seize, just a little touch here in the beginning. That's enough, so they won't get stuck next time you take them out. Not too much, else the grease will fall on the cylinder, and that's not good. So let's get them out, and of course we have two kinds of spark plugs, rings. So these ones with the ring, you can feel it. You turn them in, and it's even stated on the package, I think. 23 Newton meters these one take. 23. You can feel for it also if it stops. If it stops turning, you can feel the ring gets pressed in. So this one is loose, nice. You can continue with the Milwaukee. Of course, it will be faster. And there we have it. Nice. So, as you can see here, it's right on time. The ceramic, the thing is porcelain housing is the seal isn't sealing anymore, so compression is escaping a little bit from here, so it's right on time. It's not only the contact points that burn out, it's also the compression that's yeah, having its way with the seal here. So we'll check out if you have the same spark plugs, of course, and they look the same. Nice one. So always turn them in by hand. Yep. Feel for the threads, and then nicely turn them. If you pull on the spark plug a little bit, you can feel the threads are catching, and you can turn them in with the Milwaukee. Hopla, nice and slow. Yep. And now for the people who like torque wrenches, I'll show you. One time, the other ones are just by hand. 23 Newton meters, that's right over there. Yep. That's it. That's it. There we go. Up. Up. You can feel the ring starting to compress. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh yes. Oh, I knew it. Right there. Yep. Nice. So 23 Newton meters. Well, as a matter of fact, I'll do them all, so it's okay. Just hand tight, a bit more up, stop it, and you're good to go. So This is a pretty good car, but always check for the hole that it's clean. If the hole isn't clean, take this bad boy, some shop air. When the spark plug is still in there, just give it a good blow, and I'll do it for the rest. But this one is clean, so it doesn't really matter. So number one should go back on number one, of course. Here we have it. A little bit of WD-40, just mark it a bit out. Put it back on the spark plug, and there we go. Blah. Nice. And a little screw in there. Yeah. Let's do one by one. That way we don't forget anything. Yeah, just not too tight, just up. Nice and flat. And there we go. So, second one, I'm not going to show you all, but I'm just going to show you the last one, perhaps, with the tube, and then install it again. Do the cabin filter, and then hop, it will be done. The last one, did the other three. Just move the tube out of the way. Press in the connector if it's too difficult to reach, to slide it off. Can you see it? Yes, you can. Just wiggle a screwdriver gently in there to pry it off, but press the tab in so you don't break it, of course. Now, 8mm sockets on there. Take it out, just like this, of course. Yep. Try to pull it out. Nice and gently, flip. Alrighty. Put some WD-40 in there. Hopla. Tiny bit. And let's take it off. Take it out. Oh, come on. Yep. Yep. And it's loose. Rest of the way is for the Milwaukee. Bam, there we go. There we go. Last one, also losing compression. See here. Yep, right on time. So let's recycle this one. And get the new one in there. Make sure this is nice and tight. You can screw it off, this one. Some cars, some older cars need that you screw it off. Yep. A little bit of anti-seize. Once again, not too much. Oh. Just a tiny bit. Hopla. Turn it in by hand. And you see, you turn it in a little bit by hand, and when you pull it, it stays. So that means threads are catching. Yeah, still need this one, of course. Milwaukee. Pay attention if you are doing it with a machine, like here. Don't go too fast. You don't know how tight it will be in there. It will be more difficult to tell. Up, it's just sketching. And I did the tree with the torque wrench and this one. For everyone who doesn't have a torque wrench, I will show you this. Just don't use the extension, just the normal socket wrench. And yep, once you feel it's getting tight, just a little bit, bam, that's it. And you're in the ballpark, as they say. So install the bobbin, we call it here. Spark plug coils. Your coils battery died, so there, no problem. Let me remember the correct words for these parts. Your spark plug coils, don't switch them up. You could, if you have a problem and the engine is running strange, you could switch them up and check which one is faulty, because a lot of times these ones go bad, and it's cool if they're interchangeable and stuff. If you have if you have the big package with 4 in one piece, then you're in for a lot of money. So it's easily 70, 80, 90 or more euros. Last ones I changed on a BMW was 110, I think, a piece, and it needed 6 to be good. Yep, nice and tight in there. Alrighty. Stupid fucking trucks. Bit, 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 bit. Maybe one day I'll give them good toots on their face, so they will shut up. So, be careful when you're installing the tube. Of course, you cannot forget to put your connector back in. Thank you, Steven. How clever. So, pay attention not to hurt the lines, vacuum or fuel lines. It's all plastic, remember. So, as we are lining up the tube, we line up the holes here for the nuts, and this one should clip in, and it does clip in with this quick connector. Make sure it's nicely seated. Now the vacuum line, we clip it in after we tighten the nuts. So number 10, clean up your tool. Okay. Number 10. Again, these bolts, 10 Newton meters, pretty good. Up. Oh, and I forgot the motor alarm should go on there as well. Yep. And now we can tighten it. There we go. You might not have that in your car. Probably not. So, there we go. That's how to do the spark plugs. Now, let's do the cabin filter. And then we're nearly done. Except for the rear brakes, but that will be a separate video. So, cabin filter, RCF139 by Renault. Comes with a, it's double, actually, double filter. So always put in the book, service book, so the customer can see it, of course. No explanation, not needed. It will be the good one. I know this one. Let me just show you. it will be right over here. If you can see it, of course, it will be difficult. Yeah, I'll find another angle and I'll show you then. Oh, the light. Here you can see it. It's the little thing here. Here, I just undid it. There's a screw in there, over here, and there's some tabs in there. Here, and the bottom. So it clicks in. Then just oh, it's a strong light. Yep. Just put on it. You stick your hand in the hole. That's often the case, I know. But trust me, just stick your hand in the hole and try to grab one part of the pollen filter. Will be on top, and the other one will grab in the bottom. This time we only have one hole, so we have to do with that. So this little piece is made to grab the pollen filter. As you can see, there are a lot of pollen and stuff in there, debris, beasts of all kinds. So throw that away. Then stick your hand in the hole again. It's needed. So try to grab the other little piece, and it really helps. The little tabs on there. Yep, it really helps. And as you pull it out, remember how you pulled it out, because that's the way you should put it in again, in a graceful manner. So this is all debris we got here. Again, this is the bottom one. This should be in there like this, so you can grab it and pull it out. And the top one is on there if fitted correctly. Yeah, wait. They're the same one. Yeah, doesn't matter. So they're fitted in there like this. So this one you can reach for immediately. You can grab it like this, or here. And the top one, the bottom one, that's why this is made. You can grab this and pull it out like this. So there we go. Put them in back again. The new ones, of course. And have a good day. I'll see you in the next one.